So, okay, so we have to modify this program to accept space also, right? So I'm saying one way is that you split it, okay, and split will split the entire text into many parts. Okay, how will it decide how many parts? So by default, split will split at the spaces. Okay, so if I say, okay, if I'll show you this one first. Let's say you have A, right? So I say split at A. Now, if you see, this will split it, okay, you at A. So what do you get? You get S as one part, then A, CHINTENDULK is another part. This entire thing another part, and then A splitting at A. Okay, so you get R. Now what I will do is I will split at space. You split at space, okay, or you simply say split. Split by default will split at space only. Okay, split by default will split on blank only. So when I say, okay, and I will save this as, let's say, output. Okay, and now what I'll do, so what do you get? So your output is now a list. Okay, list, and it has removed all the thing. Now I need to join this. Okay, so to join again, you have to say output str, because first output is list. I have to convert that list into a string now. So I'm going to say this. Okay, dot, this is also a string, right? With nothing, no space in between. I will say split. Okay, sorry, not split. Now we need to join them. Join. So join will again join all the members of the list. Okay, so join takes parameter as list. So take all the members of the list and join them together. Join them together to form one list. So what I've taken a list, deleting space and joining them together. Okay, so after you join them together, now again you check. Okay, instead of name, this will be your output str. That's all. Name is accepted, name is invalid. Okay, so in this case, of course, it will show as invalid because it has space, but second time it will show as valid. You see, accepted, because we are taking it, removing the space and joining them together. This is the best way. Okay, so now I'm removing space and checking if it is. Now after removal of space, it should only be text. So see, your name is not changing. Okay, now if I say okay, so if I'll say here name comma, because I'm not touching, name will remain as it is, right? So Sachin Tendulkar, name accepted. Okay, so you have to use split to split it on basis of blank space, and then you join them together. Now joining again, see, if I put space, right, or if I say dot something, it will join with dot in place of where there's a right. So it will join as a single character, and wherever the joining is happening, there it will add the dot. Wherever joining is happening, there it will add dot. So if I run it now again, you see Sachin.Tendulkar. So it is joining them using Sachin.Tendulkar. But again, for this exercise purpose, I don't have to do it. So I'm going to remove it and have nothing. So if I don't give anything, it will not add anything in between. No, what's your question? I didn't understand your question. Name.split. Name.split will work on anything, no? It will split the name. I told you whatever you want to split, you give. I showed you with A also, right? I see here, whatever you give, that will come in between. If you give dot, dot came in between. If you don't give anything, nothing will come in between. If you give space, space will come in between. If I give space, space will come in between. If you write junk, junk will come in between. Correct. Because out this one has to be list. Your parameter to join has to be a list only. It can only do list and join them.
सर अगर
Yeah.
नेम सचिन तेंदुलकर की जगह A9 होता तो ये इनवैलिड नेम आउटपुट प्रिंट
करेक्ट,
करता
क्योंकि
है।
9 होता ही ना, वी आर नॉट रिमूविंग 9,
ठीक है।
तो हम सिर्फ स्पेस रिमूव कर रहे हैं. सो एज लॉन्ग एज रिमूविंग स्पेस इट्स फाइन. अगर हम 9 तो रहेगा ही उसमें, तो 9 एनीवे विल नॉट गेट रिमूव्ड. Right? Okay. Anything else? Any other question? We'll quickly go and see what all things we have done last week. So we did indexing. Indexing we completed. Lower, upper we did. Age digit we did. Okay. We had not done split and join last week. So this is split and join. And so you have other things also. You have, let's say, strip. Okay. Now we'll go back to the program. Okay. Say strip. Okay. Now I have a text here. Equal to 1 space, 2 space, 4, right? So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And now I'm saying print text dot strip. Okay. And if you want to see, you can see the len of also. Len of text dot strip. What do you think it will give you? How many?
9.
Okay. So, okay, you need to give something here. Okay. So it has removed the spaces from the beginning. Strip will remove the spaces, blank spaces from beginning and end. It will not touch in the middle. It will only delete it from beginning and end. So if I give more spaces here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Still it's going to give you 7 only. It's stripping off all the blank spaces. So here you have 1, 3 spaces and 4 characters. So 7. So length is 7. Right? This is your strip. Now you have replace and find. Okay. Count. Now replace, find, count. Now let's say I want to count. Okay, text is this, right? So I'm saying blank spaces are txt dot count, and I give a blank space. I'm giving a single blank space. So how many single blank spaces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. So you can count the combination. Now you tell me, if I give two spaces here, one space and one more space, then how many blank spaces will it give me?
Two only.
Sorry? Why? Is this not a blank space? Two blank space? 12. ये दो मिला के एक हुआ ना? 16. See, so you have two blank spaces here. Okay? Here, not inside. Right? Yes. 6, right? 3 before and 3 after. Isn't it? 1, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now here is a single, so it will not give you. All right? So they can count anything. You can count text, but whatever you give, exact same thing, it will be counted. So it need not be just one character. You can give a word also. I want to see how many words are appearing in a sentence. So you can say count the word. When you say give count the that word, it will count how many times the word is appearing there. That word only it will count. Okay. And of course, this is case sensitive. Texts are always case sensitive. So capital, small, there will be difference, right? If you count capital A and there is no capital A there, small a is there, so what? It will not be counted. Only capital A's will be counted. Okay. So this is about count. Then you have replace and find. Find. Now, what is different between count and find? Okay, so here I told you this, right? Now let's say I take another text, I call text 2, and I'll say a, or I'll say here twinkle, twinkle, twinkly star, let's say. Now in this case, if I count twin, how many twin will I get? 3, right? Text 2 dot count. And if I say find, okay, then what will you get? So see here, count will tell you, count will give you. Find, okay, so if I tell you, oh, like something like that, go there and find a pen for me. Okay. Now there may be 20 pens there. Okay. When I say find a pen, what will you do? You'll find a pen and you'll say, yes, found it. You will not go for 20 pens, right? You'll find one and say, yes, got it. Because you don't need to know how many pens are there. As long as you found one, you are happy. So find will only check for the first found, first occurrence. And it will return you the position. That pen, I found pen on table. I found pen on the chair, right? So you will reply back with the position. So found twin at which position? Exactly. Okay, I did not print it. Error. What is error? Oh, find what? Find what? Count what? Yes. Right? So I'm saying count twin and count twin. Okay, so you get 3. There are 3 twin, and find will tell the position of the first matching or first matching value. Okay, you get the value, I mean, position of the first matching value. Now, I want you to modify this program and write it down. Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. Write this program, okay, to find position of all the twin in this. So position of first twin is 0, which you can get from here. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it should give 0, comma 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 2, comma 8, 0, comma 8, comma 16. Okay, try to do it.
Sorry.
Okay, so program here is, the ask here is to count the position, or in fact, not count, print the position, right? Print the position of all the occurrences. Okay, okay. How many occurrences are there? 3. That means you have to print it 3 times, correct? So how do you generate that thing? Whether it should be printed 1 time or 2 times or 3 times? Using count. And to read it every time, you have to say print, isn't it? So you have to say for I in range, right? I in range what? Correct. txt2 dot count of twin. So now when I say txt2 dot count, it becomes 3, and the loop will run with I equal to 0, 1, and 2, right? Okay. Now if I simply say print find twin, so what will I get? I'll get 0, 0, 0. 3 times I'll get 0. Okay, 3 times 0, because 3 times it's doing same thing. But now what we want is, we want, okay, the initial value. Okay, okay, so see here, when I say find twin, okay, now if you look at find here, okay, so find has start value and the end value. So it has the substring, you see. So find takes substring, which is must, because without substring it will not know what to count. And along with that, it needs 2 other values, start and end. Okay, and these values start and end is from where to where you want to count. From where to where you want to count. Okay, do you want to count from 0? Do you want to count from 5? Okay, now by default it is checking from 0 till the -1. Okay, from 0 till -1 it is doing that. Now initially I want it to be 0 only, start equal to 0. Initially I want it to be start 0. But once it does second time, okay, this value should change, start value should change to what? 0 plus 1, whatever has been the value here. If it is on the 6th position, then the next time you have to check from the 7th position onwards. If it is at 9th position, next time you have to check from the 10th position onwards, right? So this, okay, or you can say here, okay, pos or whatever, count CNT or whatever, CNT equal to text2 dot find, okay, and you will say CNT here, and then you will say ST equal to CNT plus 1. That from for first time you check from 0, but second time if the value is found at 6th position, then ST becomes 6 plus 1, 7th. So I'm saying don't check from beginning, check from that specific number. So if I run it now, you see It is saying 0, 8, and 16. So first it is ST is 0. So it finds the first value itself, right? So it says 0. Next time count becomes your 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So now I'm saying from 1, you check for twin. So from 1, this twin will not get counted, right? It will look for this twin. That's why you get 8. Okay? It will not give you 8 minus 1, 7. Why? Because the original value is text2 only. So original value is text2. Just that I'm saying start looking for from 0 plus 1 or 8 plus 1. Okay, so you get 8 here. So from 1 to 8, it gets 8. Next time it is 9 to the end. So 9, it becomes 16. All right. Any question here? All good? Okay. Now, the last topic that we'll do in string is called replace. Replace will find and replace. It will find and it will replace. And how many times it will replace? Now, let's say I take same text. And I'm saying text2 dot replace. Replace what? Replace twin. With what? I'm saying quink. Okay. Now when you print text2, oops, text2 will remain same, right? What did I have to say text3 equal to. Text2 will remain same. Text2 will not change. That's why we say strings are no reverse. Immutable.
Immutable, yeah.
Right? It is strings are immutable. You can't edit it. So text2 will remain same. Text3 will change. Twinkle, twinkle. Okay, star. Okay. Now this is why, okay, replace is happening. Now, if I don't want to replace all, I want to replace only first occurrence. I'll say 1. Okay. You see, only first occurrence got. You can't say second or third. If I say 2, first 2 occurrence will be replaced. So if you do not want to replace first, but you want to replace second one, then you have to use extra logic, the logic similar to what we have used here. Okay, you have to do the count and then check count is 2 and then replace there. Otherwise, okay, by default replace will replace from the beginning. So if you say 1 occurrence, 2 occurrences, and if you don't mention anything, it's going to replace all that found. So if 3 values are found, all 3 will be replaced. Any questions so far? Okay. Then you have something called as starts with and ends with. I want to check if this string starts with T or not. Okay, so you have text2. I'm going to say print check if text2 starts with small t. So you will say text2 dot starts with, and then here I will say small t. So what do you think? Answer would be perfect. Answer is false. Okay. Now if I say same thing and I'll say capital T, what happens? Right? And you also have something called as ends with. Okay, ends with R, it will be true. With capital R, it will be false. Okay, so you can check if a string starts with small r or capital R or whatever, right? So start with. There are few more. Okay, I just showed you last week. Practice from there, but these are some of the most used functions. Okay.
सर
Yes.
कहीं पे कोई डॉक्यूमेंटेशन इसका मिल जाएगा कि मतलब हर
मैंने
डॉट के
दिखाया
बाद
था लास्ट वीक.
हाँ उसका लिंक जो आप बोले थे ना पाइथन पे ही जाके वहां से सर्च करना होगा तो वहां पे बस एक ब्रीफ डेफिनेशन एक है मतलब कोई एग्जांपल टाइप से नहीं है
एग्जाम्पल भी है, छोटे छोटे एग्जाम्पल्स है. अदरवाइज सी देर आर लॉट ऑफ आपके पास वेबसाइट्स है वेयर यू कैन गेट, राइट? बट इफ यू वांट टू गेट ऑल एंड एवरीथिंग, that is the only website documentation. Okay, then you have there are many. If you just Google Map type करोगे तो पूरा आ जाएगा, right? With they will write in detail and things like that. So official documentation में they have given in short, right? People will take from there and add their own text commentary around it, और वो article बन जाता है. So you can write your own article. Look at the documentation, understand how it works, and then you write in your own words. तो अगर आपको you want to go to the source, it is the documentation. From there are many websites. आप डाल गए ना, Geeks for Geeks है, पता नहीं, W3 School. W3 School is a very good website for any technology for that matter. Okay, तो W3 School है, Geeks for Geeks है. You'll find good examples there, right? आपका क्वेश्चन वही था ना?
यस यस
Yeah. स्केलर का भी है, स्केलर का भी वेबसाइट है, बट स्केलर का मैंने देखा कि they don't have lot of things. It's like an advertisement. They'll give you 3-4 and then they'll say join our course type का आता है. But yeah, Geeks for Geeks, W3 School, you have lot in detail. Okay, but if you say dot, you will see everything that is possible, right? You can display everything that is possible. All right. We did copy, right? Did we do copy? Okay. Anyway, इसमें नहीं आता है. I'll show you in list. List में अच्छे से आएगा. Shall we move to list now? If you have done all those exercises, then you don't need to, you are like master of string. So exercise will test all your programming skill as well as string ka skill. Yes? You didn't do. Guys on phone are very silent. The boys are very silent.
I tried few exercises sort of not everything because I was traveling but I did few
Sure. Okay, do that, and we can always discuss things in the class where you get stuck. Okay, so now let's move on to new topic. So we're going to talk about list. Okay. Now, generally, if you talk about data type, what is data type? The nature of data, right? The type of data, the nature of data. Okay. So we generally divide it into simple and complex, basic and complex. So your basic that we have seen so far are your integer, float, boolean, string, and complex. Those are your basic data type. Now we are going into complex data type. Difference between basic and complex is that complex will store more than one values. Okay, so far what we have seen are data types which can store only one single value. But now we're going to talk about data types which will take multiple values. So in that discussion, the first discussion is list. List will store multiple values. Okay, so how will list store multiple values? So I'm just going to give you an example here. So I'm going to say L1 equal to, and then you give square bracket. Have you done square bracket before?
No.
Yes, we have used square bracket for indexing, right? Yes. Okay, now this is second use of square bracket. Okay, now how do you differentiate between this square bracket and the indexing square bracket? Indexing square bracket, you will have a variable name and something like this. Now, if I say R1 square bracket, that means it is indexing. You have R1 and then square bracket. If I just put square bracket, then it is list. And how do you know that I'm talking correct? Is you can say type of L1. Oops, yeah. See, it says class list. That means this is of type list. Okay, so what is a list mainly? So I told you list is a complex data structure, or we call them as collection. Complex data structure also called as collection. So list is a collection. Collection of what?
Different variables.
Collection of variables in an orderly fashion. So it's a ordered collection. Okay, ordered collection. I'll tell you an example of what even by order connection. I say L1 equal to 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I created. Okay. By default, what is the position of 3? Yes. Position of 3 is 0. Position of 4? Exactly. This is called ordered collection. Okay. So it is a 3, 4, 6, 8. So 3 is 0, 4 is 1, 6. So it is in order. Values are in order. And also it is in a linear format, straight line format, linear format. So we'll say it's a linear ordered collection. Okay. Here indexing is exactly same as string. So if I need 6, 8, 9, okay, how will I get 6, 8, 9? Getting last 3 values.
L1 square brackets dot 3.
I want last 3, 6, 8, 9. Louder, I can't hear you. 2 colon.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Yep, you got it. Okay, so indexing in list is exactly same as indexing that we have done in the string. Okay, so we are not getting into details of that because indexing is exactly same. Okay, so indexing is exactly same. Okay, and so we don't have to do the indexing. Okay, so one more thing we discussed in string is that strings are immutable. Okay, strings are immutable means I can't change. If I say L1 equal to hello, and I want to change L1 of 0 to T, let's say tello. You can't do that. You will get error. Okay. Okay. String object does not support item assignment. Okay. So you'll get error, but not in this. L1 equal to L1 of 0. Now when I print L1, so you can always edit the value. Oh, L1 is this, then L1 became this, then L1, L1 equal to L1 of 0. Okay, so I'm reading L1 equal to 0. So 0 is what? 3. So you got 3 here. But if you want to set the limit here, I'll say L1 of 0 equal to 0. So you see this? 3 became 0 here. 3 becomes 0 because we have set the value to 0. That's why it became 0. Otherwise, string, you'd have thrown error. Okay, in string, this work would have thrown error because it is not possible there. Any question?
So when we were doing indexing,
One second, approve, 1 second. I'm talking here, Sulakshana से, हाँ. Yeah. कहाँ पे? Line number. Okay, you can't revert back. Okay, yes, approve. Sorry, go ahead.
So when we were doing indexing at that time, this feature was not possible to edit it, but in list we can edit the values inside
We were not
that.
doing indexing then. We were doing in string then. It's not possible
Yes,
in string.
in string it is not possible
Yes.
because they are
So
immutable.
string is immutable. That's what we discussed. String
Yes,
is
yes.
immutable. And your now the definition of list we know. So list is a linear. 1 second. Hello. हाँ सर, मैं हूँ घर पे. 4:35 के बीच में आ जाइए. हाँ हाँ, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर. हाँ, ऑनलाइन करना चाहते हो ऑनलाइन भी कर सकते हैं, यहाँ चाहते हो तो आ भी सकते हैं, नो प्रॉब्लम. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. Yeah, sorry. So here you see the list is a linear, okay, it's a linear mutable ordered collection. This is the definition. So list is a linear, it's a straight one line. Mutable, you can change the value. Okay, ordered, everything is in order. This is first, this is second, third, so on. And collection, that means it can store multiple values. So when I say multiple values, you can store, okay, here, hello. You can store here 45. You can store here 66.6. You can store here complex, right? Give me complex 5J. Okay. You can store here true. You can store here a list also. Okay. You can store multiple values to L2. Okay. And there is no problem. I mean, if you want to print L2, you can print L2. Can print L2. Sorry, collection है ना, you can put anything inside anything. Later you will see that you can put list inside something else also, something inside list also you can put. You can have a dictionary here, tuple also here, we'll see later. But understand, you can put here. Just a collection, you're putting all them together. Now, okay, so this is like this. Each of these are individual values. So if I say type of L2, what will I get? Type of L2 will be list. But if I say type of 3, complex, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Right? So this is your third. So if I do type of L2 of 3, so I can say print type of L2. I can say print type of L2 of 2, right? So 2 is what? 0, 1 to 66 point, right? Yeah. If you want to say complex, you say 3. Okay. So all together is a list. But individually, they have not lost its property. Individually, each of these are its own, like string, list, okay, list, boolean. Okay, individually it is still same value.
Sort of one question over here. जैसे
Yes, Apurva.
यहाँ पे we have put hello as one of the strings also as a part of this list. अब
Correct.
जैसे ऊपर किया था कि L2 मतलब हम लोगों ने वैल्यू चेंज करी, तो क्या hello को भी हम लोग एक न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू में चेंज कर सकते हैं?
Hello का न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू मतलब?
मीनिंग L2 स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स 0 is equal to 91 कर सकते हैं?
L2 equal to
L2 स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स 0
हाँ
ब्रैकेट्स
लिस्ट
के
ही है
अंदर,
ना, तो कर सकते
हाँ
हैं ना, बिल्कुल कर सकते
ओके
हैं,
ओके ओके
बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं ये. Okay, each of these members are accessible to you using index. Okay, and you can change it. Okay, so L1 of 0 equal to, you can say 500 also. I mean, it did not be same data type because you're overwriting, right? Overwriting could be anything. Okay, you can replace hello with number also. You can now replace number with boolean also. No problem at all. I can say L2 of hello equal to 100. Yes, what was your question? Which line? 11. Type. Hmm. What is L2 of 3? Tell me, what is L2? Forget about type. What is the value of L2 of 3? Yes. So type
5J
of that complex number is? Okay, आपने कुछ पूछा था क्या?
नहीं, आप L2 of 3 पूछ रहे थे तो 5J होगा ना?
Correct, 5G complex, correct. So that's why it gave complex. All right. So these are the properties of your list. Okay, you want to continue? Yeah, you have come all the way, so let's get as much as thing possible. Okay. Okay. So now there are few things which are very similar to list. Okay. Sorry, there are few things which are same for list like string. Okay. So you can have print, you have list 2, 4, 6 plus 4, 8, 12. If you add two lists, what happens? When you added two string, what happened? Concatenated. If you add two lists, you'll concatenate. So first left side list followed by the values from the right side list. Okay. then you can even multiply something. You can say 2, 4, 6 into 5. If you say 5, it becomes 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 5 times. Okay, multiplication. We also did loop, right? So I can say for I in L2, okay? And I can say print L2 or I, okay? I can print I. So I will take what values? Tell me. First it will be hello, yes. In L2, right? So how many times loop will run? Yes, loop will run 6 times. First time it's hello, second time it's 45, 66.6, 5J, right? So this is how you can iterate through a list. Storing multiple values. You see, now you're storing multiple values here. जहां पे आपको multiple values, back क्यों use करते हैं? Why don't you get everything in your hand? Okay, आपको सिर्फ notebook लाना है, you can get it in your hand, right? You have to store multiple values. So list is like a bag where you can put multiple values, right? So I need to deal with multiple values. Give me a situation. You only give me a situation where you have to deal with multiple values. Multiple values. Value कहाँ पे आप use करते हो? हाँ? आपको मालूम करना है कि ये क्लास पे मैंने कितना स्पेंड किया है ट्रांसपोर्ट पे. You come by, right? Yeah. So class 1, 30 rupees जाने का, 50 rupees आने का. Class 2. So how many values will end up? That's a list, right? You want to get all the values that you have, all the amount that you have spent on cabs for the classes, right? That is you want to store those values, right? So you'll create a list and you'll add all the values in the list. Daily temperature क्या है हैदराबाद का for last 1 month? You'll put them in a list. You will put them in a list. Of course, yeah. You have to calculate average for me after this. Sum and average. You have to calculate sum and average. That's the assignment. You have to do it. Okay. Yes. See, you're getting each value, right? So get each value and you add them. But we also have a formula called sum. Directly sum करोगे तो sum आ जाएगा. Sum by length, len of, will give you average. Yes. So wherever you need to deal with multiple values, you will use list. See, data structures are used for that purpose. Okay, there are many. We're not going to study all of them. We're going to study important ones, but data structures are meant for that. When you have to deal with multiple values, okay, then see, so data structure comes later. First, what is a business problem? Based on your problem, you will look for the matching. Okay, you will look for the maintain data type, data structure. Yes, they're all called data structure. Okay, I have to implement railway reservation where there's a train and everybody wants to book ticket in that train, right? So you can't book all the 100 tickets at the same time, right? You will get all the values, you'll put them in a queue, and then you'll take one from the queue and start getting confirmation. 10 ticket hai or 20 log queue mein hai. So you will first 10 will get confirmation and last 10 you will say, sorry, waiting list, wait list, wait list, wait list, right? So that's where you have to use. So, okay, I have to use something like queue. So you'll be using queue. That is why data structures are used to handle multiple values. Okay. Any other question? So we'll also look at the few properties. Okay. So we'll see some properties today and some properties we'll see tomorrow as well. I think, yeah, basic thing is all covered. Now, just like we did properties with string, we have to do properties for list also, right? So I want to add more values to list. Okay. Let's say you want to start saving daily values. Okay. So I'm going to say fare equal to black. So now there's no value in fare. Now what we'll do, you'll start adding the values. Fare dot, what happened? Append. Append is a function. Okay. So I want to add a member to the fare list. I want to add 50. So I'll say append 50. Append will always add at the end. It will always add at the end. Okay. Fare dot append. Okay. And you say print so you see first value will be added is 50. Oops, what happened? Oh, then from where did we get all these? Oh, okay. I meant to do this after loop. Okay. Let's do it after loop. So now when you run it, you see, first value we appended was 50. Then we say 60, 60 got added. Okay. Now you want to add, let's say 45. Okay. 50, 60, 45. Right? Okay. So append will add at the end. Now let's say you don't want to append at the end. You want to append at the beginning or in the middle somewhere. We use what is called as insert. Okay. So fare dot insert. Now you see here, insert takes, okay, index and object. So you need to provide two values here. One is index and object. Index is position. I want to add at second position. So index should be 1. So I'll say insert, okay, index equal to 1, value equal to 77. So index 1, value 77. So when you run it, okay, so see, 77 came here and other values got pushed out. So 1 means up to 1, that is 0 will not be touched. But what was 1 will become 2. What was 2 will become 3. So everything is moving one step. And this came here. Again, I can say, okay, 1 equal to, okay, 1 equal to, let's say 44. Nice, sir. Yeah. I'll come. Okay, 44. Now when you run it, you get 44 at first position. 77 got pushed out. When 77 was added, it was added at first position. But later, it got pushed out and 44 got added here. Okay. So this is how you can add at any given position. Okay. You can add at any given position. I think I told you when we discussed string. Self indicates is the object level. And now what is object in class? Hold on, we'll discuss later. So all your method, what's the function between function and method? Function is independent, method is part of a class. So everything that is part of a class, okay, are your object, okay, they will have self. So that is to indicate that it's object level, nothing else. So you have to ignore while adding values for it. It doesn't accept any value. Ignore. We'll talk about this when we do class and objects. So all the self should be ignored. Object. It is to indicate. Indicate. आप सब book के ऊपर नाम क्यों लिखती हैं? To indicate that this book belongs to me, right? When it is a library book, you will not write your name on that. So when it is print, len, those are all global variables. They will not have self. Only the methods will have self, indicating that I belong to a class. Okay, so methods will have self. First variable self. That's a so that is ignored. When you write an exam, your roll number will not be given marks, right? So something like that. Self is to indicate that this belongs to class, some class. Method belongs to some class. Okay, that has no it has a meaning, but no significance in terms of analyzing. So that's why every function or method rather will have self. You will not be using it anyway. Okay, when I give 1, it automatically went to the second parameter. So it's not necessary in the sense you can't use it only, right? Your name will be on top. So even if teacher wants to see your name, the evaluator cannot see your name, right? Something like that. Any question, guys, on phone?
All good.
All good. Okay. So this is about append and insert to add values to the list. Now we will see how to remove the values. Okay. So you will say fair dot. Okay. You have pop, remove, and clear. Pop, remove, and clear. Can you see the difference between them by looking at the values that are there? What does pop has? Index. What does remove has? Right? So what do you think these would be?
Pop will be to add or something. Remove is just removing that value from our list.
So pop and remove both will delete the value, remove the value. Pop will remove the index that you mentioned. I want to remove 5th element, 3rd element, 10th element. It will remove 1st, 10th, all those elements. Remove will remove the value. I want to remove 77 from this. Okay. So it doesn't matter where the 77 is. If you have more than 1, then the first occurrence will be removed. So it doesn't matter where the 77 is, 77 will be removed, whether it's the first position or the last position. Index, when I say I want to delete the position, it doesn't matter, okay, which value is at that position. So if I say fair dot, okay, fair dot pop, and I say 2. 2 means index 2 means which position? 3rd position, right? So this is your fair. Which value will be deleted? Yes. 77 should be deleted, right? So when you run it now, 77 is gone because you removed 3rd position element. I can say here, okay, pop dot remove. What does remove had? Value. So let's say I want to remove 60. So I'll say remove 60. When I say remove 60, then 60 will be gone, right? So when you print it, you see 60 is gone, correct? 60 is gone. Okay. Then what was the 3rd one? Do you remember? Clear. It does not have anything. Yes, you're right. Okay, it's going to delete everything from here. So if I say fare equal to, and you say fare, okay, this is going to be totally blank. Okay, so value is totally blank. Okay, so this is how you can add to a list and remove from a list. Let's quickly do a program. Okay, I want to do this program in the class itself. So write a program to input marks of 5 subject and calculate sum and average. Marks of 5 subject and then calculate sum and average. And average using list. So I don't want you to use like M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. You have to use marks, one single list. No problem, Apurva. Okay, no problem. So see here, you can say marks equal to blank list, right? Now I will say for loop for I in range. Range 5 will repeat this 5 times, isn't it? I'm going to say m equal to int or float, whatever, of input. Enter marks. Okay, you can say enter marks, right? Now what happens is this m will keep on taking new marks every time. Yes or no? So I need to save this before, okay, m takes new value. So I'll say marks dot append m. When I say marks dot append m, after loop, if you print it, marks equal to marks. So when I run it, you see, enter marks. I say 55, 44, 66, 88, and 55. So 55, 44, 66, 88, 55. So this is how you can do. Okay. You can have dot equal to 0 here, and you can say dot plus equal to m. This is what I think we have done in loop also. Or you can say simply print total marks is sum of marks. So some function can be used on any of the iterable. If it is numeric, it will add all them together. So if I run it, and this time I give, let's say, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, so 275.
सौरभ एक चीज पूछनी थी
हाँ बिल्कुल.
व्हेन यू आर सेइंग कि मार्क्स को आप ऊपर डिफाइन कर रहे हैं लिस्ट वाले स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट्स में एंड जब हम लोग डिफरेंट वैल्यूज 5 वैल्यूज दे रहे थे इस एग्जांपल से पहले वाले में तो आपने बोला था ना कि वो लीनियर सीक्वेंशियल होना चाहिए था सो मैं सोच रहा था कि 25 30 मतलब वो बढ़ता जाए या कम होता जाए बट आई थिंक यू वहां पे आपने रैंडम दिया तो दैट इज आल्सो एक्सेप्टेबल राइट
बढ़ता जाए का मतलब समझा नहीं मैं.
So in the first example of list when you were explaining, right, you have told it is a linear sequential order.
Correct.
So linear sequential
Order
order I
है
was
ना, order. If I give you 10 things, okay, so you'll put them in the order. It depends upon the value which I give you, right?
okay.
अगर मैं
It's
आपको
not that it will
chocolates
go
देता
into
हूँ तो you
positive या
can't.
negative way.
हाँ, I'm
अच्छा
giving you
ठीक है.
chocolates to put. मैं बोलता हूँ कि chocolate को arrange करो height wise या price wise, right? So you can't bring in third parameter, right? You have to arrange in price wise only.
Okay, okay.
So I'm arranging these values in the order I get the value. First value that I'm inputting in this case, for example, will be the first value. So decreasing, increasing कहाँ होता है? So decreasing, increasing नहीं होता. It is values.
Okay, okay.
Okay, you are putting them together. You have to put them in some order, right? आपके पास 5 पेज है, and now let's say you want to take those 5 pages to your office. You have to put them in a file. If you put them in a file, you have to put them in some order, right? चाहे आप random order में रखो या importance counter में रखो या कुछ भी पेज नंबर वाइज कुछ भी रखो तो आपको रखना पड़ेगा order में. You cannot spread it all 5 and take, right? So list you have to put them together in order. Okay, doesn't mean that value will change just because you're putting the order. Order is different, value is different. Okay, order will not have any impact on values. Okay, values can have impact on order if you are following a particular order, but value will not change. Let's want to put them in increasing order, decreasing order. Then your order will change because values will change, order will change. But again, your values is not changing because you're putting in different order. So order will not impact your values. Right?
Okay,
But
okay.
उल्टा हो सकता है depending upon your business objective. Make sense? And of course, if you want to do average, you can say print total equal to sum of marks divided by len of marks. Sum of marks equal to len of marks. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55 will be 275 over 5 will be 55 only. All right. Shall we stop here today? Okay, any question before we end it?
Understood, Saurabh.
Right? Okay. And of course, tomorrow after the class, I'll give you more assignment to practice. Okay, shall we end it here? Chalo, take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow for 2 o'clock, we'll see.
Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, take care. Bye.